The fake new Nas Outrage is why we hate Drake fans. What's up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership. And all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. This is why we don't like these guys. This is why these guys are uncultured, uncouth, and just insufferable. They're intolerable. These Drake fans are so outside of the culture, I don't even know how we even consider them to even speak in this space. They are so ridiculous. The bubble bath rappers, the fans, are a monstrosity upon this thing that we love, gang. Most of them don't even know what it's about. Most of them don't know how to dissect lyrics. Most of them have no respect for anyone outside of the bubble bath rapper. And the worst part about it, most of them would not listen to rap in and of itself if they weren't listening to this guy in the first place. I guarantee you, most of these people wouldn't even be listening to the music that he makes. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't listen to rappers. Because you can't tell me, well, I understand a lot of these people are not. They're not hip-hop heads. They have no respect for this culture. So it wouldn't make sense that they would get mad at Nas for just writing a verse, right? He's big up in black culture and black people in the culture that have made noise in this business. But they don't know about that. They don't care about that. They noticed two things. They noticed, one, that he said 3 names that they can't stand. And for 2, he didn't say the name that they love. That's all they needed to know. Now, I'm going to break down what he said in the verse because these guys are so dumb and ridiculous, right? They went and took a sound bite, not even a sound bite. Some weird, one of these weirdos that somehow saw the clip, right? Because they're not checking for De La Soul, right? De La Soul, legendary De La Soul, one of the greatest groups that hip hop has ever created, been out since 1988, 1989. I was there when they first made the very first video for Potholes in My Lawn. I was there. I saw the video. I thought these 2 dudes was the dopest dudes that I had ever seen at the time, right? They were only 18. And these guys were a breath of fresh air in hip hop. Even then, hip hop had become oversaturated again. You got to understand how fast this thing got into the corporate hands very quickly. Right? You have rap commercials as far back as like 83, 84, them using rap in mainstream commercials, gang. So let's be clear. Hip hop has been commercialized for about 40 something years at this point. So I was there when De La Soul came out, and they were a breath of fresh air even at that time. And I believe it was 1989 when they dropped 3 Feet High and Rising, right? The quote-unquote Daisy Age. I was there for it. And I watched them grow throughout the years. Now, De La Soul, rest in peace to Dave, one of my favorite rappers, right? We have this show called Old Heads Only. I'm about to bring it back. But we discussed De La Soul's catalog versus A Tribe Called Quest catalog. And it was a very interesting conversation. If you are familiar with both groups, you know that they both have 2 very distinct but very hip-hop catalogs, as does Nas and as does Kendrick and the other people. But the thing with De La Soul is they don't really have a mainstream following. So for one of these Drake fans to stumble across it, that means somebody had to tell them. They're not looking at the new clips, the clips of De La's new album, Cabin in the Sky, and it features Nas, right? They were told. Someone told them. Someone was scrolling Twitter and read the excerpt from what Nas said, didn't even need to hear it. All they saw was Doechii, Dot, and SZA. And that was the red flag, right? Trumpets went off, horns started blaring, they had sirens. Yo, somebody mentioned Dot. Somebody mentioned SZA. Somebody, God forbid, mentioned Doechii. And it wasn't to curse their ass out. Form a squad, sound the alarm, all these bubble bath rappers that we don't have time for a Zoom call, gang. We got to get in front of this right now. There will be no props to Kendrick on our watch, right? So these dummies went and ran with this, gang, and now they're in full force. They're coming after Nas just for saying this. And I'm going to read what he said, but then I'm going to go deeper later into what he meant, because they don't have no context for what he meant. Well, some of them do. Some of them actually do get it. And it's however you want to take it. But this was not a dig at Drake, but by omission to them, it's a dig, because he said he's talking about black hip hop in of itself, the culture, and how it's even in country, with the country rappers now doing their thing, how you can't stop the culture of blackness. And he happened to name 3 people that are putting their foot into this game. He knew what he was doing, and they knew what he was doing, but they took offense, right? First of all, there's no way Nas is going to talk about black excellence in the culture and throw Drake's name in there. If you're a real hip-hop head, not at that point, we would deserve to clown Nas. Let's just be honest. He's not going to do that. So the Drake fans, in a roundabout way, they're so dumb they don't know why they're really mad, right? They really have a case, but it's really not a case either way, because you don't get mad at Nas for his lyrics. Let's just start there. Nas is saying black excellence in hip-hop and in all spaces, we run the charts no matter what. Black people run the charts. That's what he was trying to say. But they took it as though he named Dot, he named SZA, he named Doechii. Their minds went to, those the only ones making noise? Drake just did 1 billion streams. You got to name Drake. They don't get it, that's not what he's talking about. Right? He's not talking about Drake's whole catalog from 1,000 years ago. For one. Right? I could be here for a while breaking down what Nas really was trying to say. I'm going to try to keep this in the time frame, the time flux capacitor that we got, right? Back to the Future. I'm going to keep it right there. We hit 88.8 seconds 88.8 revolutions of the wheels of the car to go in time. I'm only going to keep it to a certain point. I'm not going to go too far. So when he's talking about black excellence with these rappers, he's talking about the culture will not be stopped. We'll have it in all forms of this situation that we call music, right? That's why he named Leon Thomas. He named Shabuzi, black artists, right? Whatever. What he's trying to say is we're going to reign no matter what, because this is what we do, right? He did not name Drake because there's no reason to name Drake. There is no reason to name Drake whatsoever. For one, Drake doesn't make anything about being black. He doesn't make anything about being a black artist. Drake makes music as if I'm just Drake, right? He never tries to perpetrate anything in that regard. Okay, let's just start there. He ain't doing no uphill battle with blackness. Drake is a well-known worldwide artist. He doesn't have an uphill battle with. He pretty much got accepted from day one from all races, all walks of life. Let's just start there, okay? So there was no, let me put my foot in this as a black artist. I don't know if Drake ever once called himself that. So that's not what Nas is. We could just start there. That's what Nas was just talking about, the black artists, right? That are 100%. Shabuzi, all these guys, they are sore thumbs in this music business. They are succeeding in spite of their completely black looks and black takes on their music, right? Okay, Shabuzi whole song, he recreated a Nelly song, right? Took rap and made it into he made it work in the country thing. And I got a video coming about Big X the Plug right next. That's a whole nother conversation, right? We're going to get into that, but let's stay on topic. What Nas was trying to do was just show that hip-hop in and of itself has artists that are always going to shine no matter what. And those artists are they happen to be black because this is a black culture. Now, Drake fans have no way of processing all that. All they needed to hear was Dot. And the second thing they heard was Doechii. And the third dog whistle was SZA. Say less. What did he mean? Don't care. We got to assassinate this man's character. Now they bringing back up this whole thing with Khalees. Now Nas is a wife beater. Now, of course, Dot, right? And SZA, Dot and Nas are going to run together because wife beaters run together, right? Khalees lives in Africa now, gang. I know you guys have seen these very, very effective thirst trap posts that Khalees have been doing lately from her land in Africa. She lives by the river, right down by the river. Listen, you guys been feeding and crushing on Khalees for the last year. 6 months to a year. Every time she goes and posts one of these shorts or these reels on Instagram about whatever she could be doing, she's pumping water, and you guys are like, oh my God, Khalees is pumping water, so Khalees can do no wrong. She don't want none of this shit. I'm just gonna be honest. She don't want to be dragged into none of this shit about Nas or nothing else. They had a messy divorce. They don't want to rehash none of that shit. Nas has never been convicted or confirmed that he did anything. And we've seen a lot of these divorces go so sour that a lot of things get said when people trying to get custody and this, that, and the third. So we don't know what happened. First things first, she ain't going around talking about it. Nas ain't going around talking about it. But these Drake fans want to bring it up as if it's facts. They don't know what happened, what didn't happen. Right? They don't care. They heard Nas mention Dot, and now they got to call him a washed-up rapper. I have to have a little bit of more information on what they're saying. But I saw it coming from a mile away. I even commented on the few, but gang, I'm going to keep just between me and you. I'm not on Twitter that much no more. It's just disgusting, gang. These Drake fans, first of all, half of them are getting paid to be there. It's one of the, I'm going to say it's a genius PR campaign. This guy is waging a genius PR campaign. They figured out if we just have people on here day and night and night and day, doesn't matter what they're talking about, they just keep saying Drake, Drake, Drake. It's going to trigger people to go listen to that old music. His old music is through the roof. Because everybody got a Drake song they like, right? That old music is flying right now. It's streaming at the highest level that it's ever been. The lawsuit, the battle, all this stuff is just making people more fond of, they want to go back and hear Take Care. They want to go back and hear If You're Reading This Too Close. All that old shit, whether he's corny right now or not, that old shit is glowing up. And Kendrick's too. They can say what they want. This battle was great for business. Lucian Grange is eating real good, right? Nigga making Cheerio sandwiches right now. This shit, he's doing real good. So the simple fact of the matter is Drake fans are... I'm going to not even say his fans. The entire the Twitterverse is being manipulated by literal paid I want to say creators, for lack of a better word. But I can name you at least 10 of these guys I know for a fact they're getting paid to push Drake propaganda day and night. You know how I know they're getting paid? Nobody would do this for a year and a half, 2 years straight, every day, every night, 15, 20 posts about Drake. No one's doing that for free. I don't care what you say. Ain't nobody that deranged. Yeah, some of them are deranged, but at the proficiency and the level that they do it all day, clapping back, responding all day, you have to have a job to do this. So I know for a fact these people are paid actors, like they like to say. So they've orchestrated this thing. I didn't think that this would work. I'm just gonna be honest. When the Bubble Bath rapper was cooked last summer and all of last year, I saw it real early, just like with the MAGA shit. I saw the MAGA shit real early. I was like, oh, this is a campaign. These are bots. And most of these people, just like with MAGA, Drake, a lot of these accounts, they're from other countries. They are from other countries because you can pay them less and they'll work harder, right? A lot of the dudes out of Kenya and these different places used to be the scammers, right? The email scammers, right? What I have your daughter, like all this little scam shit. You need to put in your information or lose your account. All the scammers that they used to do, now they can do it as these social media people, right? So a lot of these accounts are from overseas. They are flooding the market, flooding it with Drake content. So now this guy's numbers are through the roof. Okay, and where we're getting people that think that this guy is back. It worked. It actually worked. So when you look at this whole situation with this Nas thing, all of those paid accounts now they have they have new information. They have new ammunition, and they're coming at Nas now because first of all like they used to say, all news is good news. Or all publicity is good publicity. So bad, good, or indifferent. If I go in there, attack them, whatever, I'm still pushing Drake's name in the zeitgeist. Every time we make a post, we making Drake's name back in the zeitgeist. I'm not on there like that, gang. I'll put some shit on there. I'll post some shit or something well thought out. I put a thing up about Drake about this shit the other day. I'll put it up. I'll dip. Don't even read it because the Drake fans are coming. It's like roaches or mice or something. Gang, they coming and they're going to be awful. So it's like, I post my shit, don't even read what they write. I leave it up there, let everybody take from it what they want. Because right now, Twitter is like when you watch The Matrix, right? And the robots, or whatever, the machines, right? When they come in to kill the fucking, what's that shit? The damn city. What's the fucking city of Matrix? Whatever that city is, right? They come, what they say, 10 machines for every man and woman and child, like each, like that's how these Drake fans come. They come so fucking deep. So now, this is the new rallying cry. Nas is the rallying cry, right? The machines, right? Zion. They're coming to destroy Zion, right? Now they coming to destroy Nas. I saw it coming from a mile away. And I saw it before it even happened that they were making this campaign to keep Drake name out there, and it worked. Like I was telling you, they get paid to do this, that, and the third. What's happening now is his numbers are back. He looks back. He's smiling. He's happy. He's excited about releasing this Iceman. He done put out this fake-ass interview with Complex, who I'm disappointed in Complex. They let this guy type up some shit and say it was him, right? Upon further review, that clearly ain't Drake. That ain't even Drake giving the answers, gang. That's some PR. That's probably Dottie that works in billing somewhere or fucking customer relations or some shit, right? She wrote this shit and sent it to him. Because it ain't no way that Drake wrote all that shit that Complex put out. I told you 6 pages of writing. Drake ain't sit down and write none of that shit. So Complex put out a so-called interview about Drake, about Iceman, and how he made the episodes and how the newest episode going to be the best yet, right? And it's just disappointing how this is happening. But at the end of the day, we're seeing these Drake fans, like I said, they swarm, they come in like the machines, and now they're all on Nas. But someone had to tell them this is what happened. They didn't hear the verse. First of all, they don't listen to real hip hop. But let me get into this because I want to talk about this and just describe how dumb these guys are. Let me have this conversation. Drake fans are stirring up controversy after calling Nas a washed-up rapper for praising Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Doechii, and other rising names in the industry. They mad because he didn't say Drake. It's like they need so much validation. And if they don't get it, they're coming in swarms to attack the person who said whatever they said. You can't give Dot no praise, gang. Because if you say Dot, I remember back in the day, a guy can say, oh, that's my man, that's my homie, da-da-da. Weak boys. Now, it's like, you're boys with him, you're my op. It's the dumbest social media mentality, right? They'll ride for a person they've never seen against another person they've never seen. They never met him in real life. They don't know him, but they're going to ride on you for 5 days straight. Because you shook Dot hand in public, right? This is how these people are. This is the new social media mentality. A lot of these people are Gen Zers, but it ain't all them, right? We was doing this dumb shit before they came along. Before they was even given the phone by the mom. Mom was like, well, you too young to have a phone, right? Before they even got a phone, we was already doing this shit. So they learned it from us. I learned it from you, Dad, right? On some shit, right? So here we go. Now they're doing this shit to Nas and everybody else, right? Simple fact of the matter is, we're seeing people who don't know how to decipher hip-hop, they have no respect for the culture, trying to enforce something in the culture. You can't mandate that we talk about Drake. You can't mandate that Nas shouts out Drake, but this is what they want to do. They want to mandate it and crush Kendrick at the same time. Let me continue. According to them, Nas has, quote, fallen off. Nas just made, this is the problem. They look at everything with Spotify numbers. If it don't have the numbers, then it ain't good. First of all, Nas makes videos all the time. Every time Nas drops an album, he's going to give you, I'm just going to go on I'm a lowball it. Every time he drops an album, he's going to do 4 or 5 videos off of each album, right? It's just a fact. He's going to give you videos before it come out, videos after it come out. Nas going to drop, all them videos going to do 1 million plus, all of them, right? So Nas still has influence. Nas is the hip-hop scene right now. The Clips is the hip-hop scene right now. They don't know that because they still tracking things through Spotify numbers, which can be faked. Right? I see these Drake fans talking, I can't wait to Drake do his LA show. When? Let me know. I want to see how that go when Drake do his LA show. And they coming out in force. Sure, we're going to see how that go. But end of the day, no one's saying the guy don't have fans. No one's saying he don't have records. No one's saying he don't have hit records. No one's saying he doesn't have big streams. He's the biggest artist in the world by design. I'm going to keep saying that. This is by design. Drake was put in that position to win. Lucien Grange has a lot of money, a lot of connects. He's not going to lose on his biggest. Let's just be honest. Drake is his biggest investment. He's going to pour out everything. He's going to drain the piggy bank to make sure you know that Drake music is out. Drake has more music than anybody out. anybody. 3-4 times more music than Kendrick has ever put out. Yes, he's going to stream the most. They don't care. They just care about numbers. So Nas is washed up according to them. Washed up rapper, da-da-da. First of all, Nas is put, if it wasn't for Nas, this hip-hop thing would be in serious disarray. Hip-hop don't live on the billboards. They don't know that. So every time they sit there and post things about Spotify, they realize they move further and further away from hip-hop. Then they try to say, oh, you guys talk about charts. Charts is a 10% of what hip-hop is about. Yes, we do acknowledge hip-hop. Hip-hop does acknowledge the charts. We do acknowledge that to a degree. We do acknowledge record sales to a degree. We have no choice. A lot of these rappers have made it a part of the game to say, oh, I'm going to sell 16 songs. So motherfuckers have made it a part of the selling. Even Run DMC talked about selling records, hit records. Back then, it was just a little thing to say, I can sell records. It was just something you say to outdo the other rap part of your rap, right? Now it's become the only thing that matters. I can sell records. You can't, Well, anybody can sell records, right? But at the end of the day, how many records in this, that, and the third, that's how they're looking at it. So they're looking at Nas as washed up, but they don't understand Nas could do Madison Square Garden 2 times in a row. Nas tours all year round, packed out, sold out stadiums, and not stadiums, but wherever he goes, he's sold out. He's not looking for the same things as Drake. He's not singing on records trying to get R&B love. Right? Drake and Nas are 2 different entities. They shouldn't even be in the same conversation. It's disrespectful to even ask us to put Drake in the same conversation as Nas. And a matter of fact, the simple fact to ask Nas to mention Drake when he's talking about real hip-hop is an abomination. This motherfucker don't even write his raps. Let's just call it what it is. Nas is never going to shout out Drake in regards to hip-hop. Nas would never say it, but he's not going to big up Drake talking about, yo, hip-hop is great. Look at Drake. He's never going to say that shit. This motherfucker did a lawsuit for losing a rap battle. Why would he say that when he just beat Jay-Z? He didn't say he ain't just beat him, but he eat the Jay-Z. One of the greatest hip-hop battles in history. Top 5. Let me continue. According to them, Nas is falling off, going from legendary battles with Jay-Z to hyping artists they label as industry plants, while claiming Drake has contributed more to the culture than anyone before him. See, they say shit like this. Drake contributed more than anybody. You got to understand the level of delusion and chaos going inside of a Drake fan mind. You got to understand that they think Wheelchair Jimmy is hip-hop and he contributed more than anybody else. You got to understand that level of chaos in a mind like that. How they have no idea what hip-hop really is about. I ain't got time to sit here and explain it to you. But I have other videos that talk more in depth about hip-hop, not the bubble bath rapper. Right? Not the bubble bath rapper. I'm talking about hip-hop. But these guys are so tapped that they will attack a man who's been rapping at the highest level you can rap, the best lyricists in hip-hop, right? The best lyricists to ever do hip-hop. They will come at him just for mentioning Kendrick. And Nas has been intentional with this. Lately, he's been mentioning Kendrick again, despite, first of all, Nas, I don't care what you say. Nas is not sitting around scrolling Twitter for you motherfuckers' comments, gang. So he really doesn't care what you think. And De La Soul is getting more pub now. Hopefully their album does well too. Charts or whatever, but that don't mean it's good or bad. To them, to these deranged ass, and I'm not going to say it's been like this for a while, right? It's been like this for a while, like Twitter been out for 20 years. But this whole thing with Spotify numbers and charts means it's good or bad. I'm gonna say it ain't just the Gen Zers, right? We've been going through this for a while where it's been, oh, this guy did platinum, so his albums, you must be whatever. Like, so it's been, I can't just blame them. I can't just blame them, but they've taken it to a level where it's not even about the songs themselves anymore. If you look at the average Drake post, it is 100% about the Spotify numbers. It's nothing. I don't even know if these motherfuckers even know the names of these songs anymore. It ain't even about, do they even play this shit? They put them on in the background so much, I don't even know if they listening. They just put it on and go do some other shit because they need the shit to keep going so they can say he's the number. It's like the badge of honor that means no, it has no honor. It doesn't matter what it sounds like. It doesn't matter if it sounds like hip hop. It's all only thing that matters is how many streams did it do, mom? That's all that matters to these motherfuckers. It don't mean we're different, gang. We want to hear the shit. We actually want to play it, and it actually need to be hip-hop if we're going to label it hip-hop. They don't care, gang. It just, how many streams did it do? Is it number 1 or number 2? We need to know. They don't even need, like, if back in the day, you used to open up the rapper, the CD, take the CD out, read the end cover. They don't need none of that shit. They don't need the physical. They don't need nothing. They just need to know that other people bought it or appeared to buy it or appear to stream it. They don't care about nothing. You know how deranged, how tapped that is, gang? That all your entire identity is wrapped into streams that are literally faked and bought, right? Who was that? Young Thug. Didn't he say he bought Gunna's #1? I don't know if it went #1 or #2. Didn't he say he paid for it? But gang, like, we gotta understand what we're dealing with. We're dealing with deranged individuals who have no love for this culture. Let me continue. The backlash erupted after a line from Nas's upcoming joint album with De La Soul, because he signed De La Soul. Nas is doing the Lord's work, gang. He's doing the work of the hip-hop gods. He's putting everybody on that label that needs to be on that label. Mass Appeal Records is about to be, when you peel back the layers, I'm just going to say this respectfully. When you peel back the layers of this hip-hop shit, yes, we needed Def Jam. We needed Rockefeller Records. We needed Death Row Records. We needed No Limit Records. We needed Cash Money Records, right? We even needed Tommy Boy Records. We needed Ruthless Records. We needed all that shit. But when you peel back these layers for the next 20-something, 30 years, Nas is putting the foundation of real hip-hop with this Mass Appeal Records. And he's bringing back, it's almost like a teachable, it is a teachable moment with what Mass Appeal. I believe they just put out Big L. They put out Mobb Deep. He put out De La Soul. He put himself out. I can go on and on about all the artists that Mass Appeal is picking up. Right? I believe they even put out what else? Slick Rick. Like, this guy is putting out the legends that no label would ever sign. No label would touch a Slick Rick right now. Mass Appeal, if I'm not mistaken, Mass Appeal is doing that. Not to mention all the other, it's 10, 15 more artists. I believe he might have something going on with Cool G Rap right now. So he's putting out legends, gang. So the next 20, 30 years that nobody, you got to think where this is going. Where these bubble bath motherfuckers think that these numbers is all that matter. This nigga Drake could put out a blank disc. And if it does streaming numbers, they'll be like, oh, he put out a blank disc on you motherfuckers. That nigga sold silence. You got to understand, they don't care about the quality, gang. They don't care. So right now, Nas is putting out quality music that hip-hop is we're going to be able to go into the next chapter of hip-hop. The next phase of hip-hop. We're going to be, you know how Marvel has whatever the fuck, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So fucking, this is what Nas is doing. He's making our next phase, making sure it's successful. He's doing what he's meant to do. Nas meant to be the greatest rapper that ever lived on this planet. And that's what he's doing. But these bubble bath rappers, fans, they don't give a fuck about nothing but Spotify. So they're going to call Nas every kind of name in the book, dragging up old shit, accusations of this, that, and the third. Let me finish, gang. Now, so what Nas actually said on the goddamn song that got him so worked up was he said, and let me read the verse, because what I want it to make sense. Nas' verse on Run It Back. He said, no suburbia privileges from the rap. It's no wonder that's threes, the magic number. De La Soul has a record called The Magic Number. Three is the magic number. It's an old sample from an old song. I mean, not an old song. It is a old, I believe, Schoolhouse Rock after school thing that we used to watch back in the 70s. They sampled that and made three. It's the magic number. So De La Soul is known for being a group of three. De La Soul was Maceo, Posthumous, and Trugoy, right? Plug 1, plug 2, plug 3. So Nas says, there's the magic number. Add me to that number. That's 4. He's saying, I'm the 4th De La Soul. He's showing them mad respect. He's putting himself in there and saying, I'll be the 4th member, right? He says, add me to that number. That's 4. The 4th BG. BGs is a group from the 70s. Staying Alive. They did the soundtrack for Saturday Night. I believe it's Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta. Hopefully I said that right. Let me continue. The 4th BG. The 4th ZZ Top. ZZ Top is a rock band. The 4th member, the 4th Fuji, who me? He's putting himself in the legend with these legends of greatness. He's saying, I'm the 4th one of this situation, da 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 da. These bubble bath fans don't understand that, don't care. He didn't say Drake. Drake is the #1. Fuck out of here. Let me continue. I fantasize musically when it's suiting me, as wild as the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. How was it sick? The conversation with Nas is tough. He's plugging into the cultural conversation that rap is dying. So he's like, how was it sick? He's like, how was it sick? How did it slip? Right? Everybody's saying that rap is slipping and ain't no billboards. First of all, we don't give a fuck about that shit. It's cool to say something's up there, Billboard, but then you get flooded with this bubble bath shit, and people start thinking that that's hip-hop. So they start saying, oh, hip-hop, he washed up hip-hop's trash because they nothing in the top 40. That's why they don't get it. They never get it. And that's why we stopped talking to them. That's why I ain't on Twitter that much, because you can't talk to these motherfuckers. It's like talking to a brick. I'd rather take the brick, hit my own self in the fucking head, and just talking to one of these motherfuckers. Let me continue. How was it sick? How did it slip? Now it's just Doechii, Dot, and SZA with most powerful hits. He didn't say they the only ones with the hits. The Drake fans went online like, how you going to say that when Drake out streaming all of them? That's not what he's saying. First of all, you can't name every fucking rapper in the whole fucking world. Right? Now, I did get it. It is kind of tongue-in-cheek a little bit. Doechii, Dot, and SZA, but they all three of them make really big records, gang. All three of them are up for Grammys, gang. Drake not. So he's naming the ones that are the most recognizable right now in 2025. Drake is making trash. So he's not going to name him. Why would he? Drake dropped 40 songs. One stuck. 2 tops. My G, we still waiting on the Iceman release. Right? So he's not going to name him in here. Doechii got big hit records up for Grammys everywhere. She's this, that, and the third. You guys are trying to downplay her, calling her a plant. Drake is the original industry plant. If motherfuckers got a secret plan, they open up the fucking secret plan book and they got Drake on the first fucking page. He's the original industry plant. And his ass still growing. So this is why he said Dot, Doechii, and SZA. It has nothing to do with Drake's past, because Drake is the past right now. I need you to understand that. That Iceman shit is not going to catch on. It's going to have a spark for a little bit. Y'all going to fake like it's whatever for a fucking 2-3 months. You're going to make like it's the greatest shit since they started slicing bread. And then the world going to move on. You guys going to steal the paid fucking, like I told you, the paid actors going to carry this shit another year. Right? Drake going to wait a couple months. Every time he's going to release something every 3 months. Same off the album, da-da-da. Because he's not going to make no more music after this Iceman shit. We're going to wait a long time. He already talking about, I've really been trying to get back to acting. He gonna go on Saturday Night Live, do a couple fucking bullshit ass live streams or whatever the fuck he doing, and go back to gambling on state in a fucking robe. Okay? So y'all don't understand what's going on. But the rest of us get it. So Nas is breaking down the culture, the people active in the culture right now. So then he goes on to say, with the most powerful hits. He didn't say they're the only ones with hits. He's saying he didn't say I said the. He said with most powerful hits. He's saying their hits are powerful. He's not saying the. I said the because that changes the context. He said with most powerful hits, right? So it changes the context when he goes Leon Thomas, Shabuzi with the country rap, only black artists on top of the charts. He's saying that black artists are on top of the charts. He's bigging up black artists. Has nothing to do with Drake or Drake's mixed relationships with his, like whatever in his race, that has nothing to do with that. He's not saying Drake is black, he's white, none of that. It has nothing to do with that. He's talking about the people that he named. That's the only people that he's talking about. So with that being said, they once again got it all wrong. It's not a diss at Drake. He did omit Drake, but he doesn't have to include Drake because Drake is not in this conversation. He's talking about right now, 2025, the biggest artists. Those are the biggest artists, the black artists. Nas is always talking about black power, black excellence. He's always saying that. He's never going to stop saying that. He's been saying that for years. And then I saw somebody on Twitter, yo, when Nas started talking, my G, like these motherfuckers, y'all motherfuckers is dumb. They try to say like they understand this shit. They fucking don't. Motherfuckers, some nigga like, my G, Nas is my guy. But when Nas done lost the plot, he's talking about the charts. Motherfucker, he's always said charts. He's been saying charts since the fucking 90s. This is what you don't understand. This motherfucker's 30-year-old trying to tell me and Nas what the fuck is going on. You don't know what you think you know. When Nas started talking, niggas haven't talked about the charts since the fucking 80s, my G. So you don't understand. We're not saying nobody's talking about the charts, but we do it sparingly. It is a small part of this conversation. You guys try to make it the whole thing, and that's the problem. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Listen, it's fake outrage because they have trigger words, dog whistles, and the dog, he hit all of them. He didn't say Drake name, but he said Dot, he said Doechii, and he said SZA. Them motherfuckers, bacon. They some fucking, this dog whistles, gang. It's dog whistles. Them motherfuckers come running out, they come running in the kitchen for a snack. Because they heard what they needed to hear. So they didn't need the context. They didn't need no one to break the lyrics down. They don't give a fuck. They still won't give a fuck. They still won't give a fuck. You can break the shit down, tell them this is what Nas meant. They're like, so what? He didn't say Drake. I don't give a fuck. So at the end of the day, I'm going to keep it moving, man. I'm out of here, man. Listen, these Drake fans are insufferable. They're annoying. They're the worst. And I've learned to just tune them out. I'm just going to be honest. At some point, you just got to tune them out. At some point, you just got to get blind, deaf, and dumb. Say some shit to them, check them, and keep it moving. Don't even respond when they respond. Like, it's like, y'all don't even deserve a response, gang. Like, what am I talking to you for, gang? I'd rather jump off a slide board. Right? It's like, why? Why would I discuss anything with you guys? You guys don't get it. Your takes are always off. They're always very one-sided and always outside of the realm of what we really want to discuss. It's never about hip-hop. It's only about the bubble bath rapper. I'm going to leave it at that, man. CLBMG, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, me, TJ, and Fliz go live on the What Show. Tap in on all 8 of my social media channels, all 8 of my social media platforms. Just tap in, man. And all you buying that merch down below, gang, listen, I'm out. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat. Get my sheepskin. Grab my wallet. Get my pocket knife. And get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.